Welcome back to Code Cloud and DevOps Ask Me Anything. I am Dara, Oladapo. I got another question and it goes thus. How do I manage productivity as a DevOps engineer? Thanks for your question. As a DevOps engineer, I try as much as possible to be as productive in my day-to-day work. Yes, sometimes there are challenges. Sometimes there are just days that are not so great. But on most days where things go well, these are things that have helped me. And they are not a comprehensive list. Over the years, I've modified things, I've tweaked things around, and I improve on my processes from time to time. As you know, also, I make videos, I do podcasting, I have a family, I'm committed spiritually in church. So there's a lot of things I do. But in my career as a DevOps engineer / content creator, so this generally applies to how I stay productive, not only as a DevOps engineer, but as a person generally. But of course, since it's asked in the DevOps Ask Me Anything series, that is where I'm gonna be answering it. So some of my processes might not be the absolute best for you. That's one thing to note. But it's all about the lesson learned in the process, and maybe there are some things I do that you might benefit from time to time, from day to day. Now, one thing is, I have a to-do list. It's as simple as that. The first thing is, I have a to-do list. Now, a lot of people might argue and say, yes, to-do lists are dead, but for me, they are the bane of how I stay productive. So, I've been using Microsoft To Do now for a very, very long time. God knows, for about 4 or 5 years-ish. I've been using it quite a lot judiciously. It's helped me a lot. But then there are some things I wanted to achieve. I couldn't. So I moved to a new app called Todoist, which is fantastic. I was able to group stuff. Yes, it's paid. Yes, I pay for Microsoft Premium also. But that's another story for another day. But it helps me manage stuff. It automatically puts stuff on my calendar, in my Google Calendar. So I have a view of what I'm supposed to be doing from time to time. It's just fantastic. So a to-do list is awesome. I set time frames for doing things. Now, I go from the most mundane things to put on my to-do list to doing complex projects. From going to the grocery store, yes, I put my shopping list on Todoist. I literally put it there, shopping for this day. I list the items as subtasks. Once I get into the basket in the shopping mall, I check it. I go as detailed as that. And when I'm doing projects also, I do that. I create a board, for example, to things, maybe I'm scripting, I'm editing, I'm recording, I'm publishing, I'm sharing. I create boards for things I do from time to time. I even have templates all around all those things, and they sync to my calendar. So I know that when I wake up in a day and I get to this home office to try to work, it simply means that by 8:45 a.m., my Google Home will remind me of things I have to do. So whenever I'm starting my work day, I have a view literally here looking at me on my desk on things I need to do for that day. And that is really awesome. That is really great. And from time to time, I check also on my phone to see what I've done. I check them off and then I review. And I do this over and over again from day to day, and it has helped me quite a lot. I'm not trying to advertise to you, to be honest. They're not paying me to do this video, but I highly recommend it if it's something you want to check out. And of course, if you work in an enterprise space, if you office hours Microsoft 365, you can consider using the Microsoft Planner also to achieve this task. For my work, I use Microsoft To Do Plus Planner because, of course, I cannot integrate with Todoist yet. It's not in the approved list of apps at the moment, but that is something I'll probably work out with IT to see if they can allow me use Todoist integrate with my calendar so I can be more productive. Now, building on top of the to-do is that I have a calendar that I can glance at on my Nest Hub here or Alexa downstairs to see what I try to do for that day. So I have a calendar, my wife's schedule is on there, my schedule is on there, my daughter's schedule is on there, so I know what day she's going out, what day she's not, when we're going to church, when we have events, when you have people visiting, everything goes on the calendar. So I know that when I pick up my phone and someone says, hey, Dara, I want to come see you on this day, do you have time for this day? I check my calendar to see if there's an availability. So there's nothing like, Dara, are you free? But there's something like, Dara, is there a slot on your calendar? It's as simple as that for me. And that way, I know when I'm supposed to respond to things. I know when I get on social media. I know when I relax. I know when I do things. It's as simple as that for me. Now, one other thing is that I try not to multitask anymore. Yeah, multitasking is great, but not so great also. Now, what do I mean by this? I used to multitask a lot. See, as you probably see behind me, I have a number of screens that I use, but they're not multitasking screens. Because of the kind of work I do, I need to see a lot of things at the same time. In the same context of the project. Sometimes I'm writing some scripts. I need to see the board. I need to see conversations around what I'm doing. I need to have documentation open. That is why I have such a number of screens. But of course, I'll walk through what my screen configuration looks like in another video. Now, trying to multitask simply means your focus, or my focus in my case, is divided between things. And then simply means that I'm doing things halfway each time. But if I stay focused on one task, if it's 15 minutes I'm using for that task, I know I'm completing within 15 minutes. And then once I'm done, I can move on to other tasks. If I'm not done with it, that is fine. I can always roll it over to the next day. So that way, I've been able to actually achieve more than trying to do a lot of things at the same time. For example, I can't be saying I'm recording a video and attending to the chat and trying to cook at the same time. Nah. I create time literally to even clean the house, literally to rest, to watch movies. I create time for that also. So multitasking for me, not anymore. Yeah, I could multitask by actually probably writing code and listening to your podcast. That is fine. That's multitasking that is acceptable by me. But then trying to attend to work and be on a phone call at the same time is probably not something I would want to do. Even if I'm setting calls, appointments with people who are supposed to call me or people I'm supposed to call, I put a time slot to it that does not conflict with things I have planned over again. But of course, sometimes it's unavoidable. You have to pick a call and it's not part of your plan for the day. That is totally fine. But of course, if I send in telemarketing phone on my call on my phone, definitely that goes to silence anyway, and I don't pick it up. I don't even try to form that I'm available for things I'm not available for. If I'm not available, I'm going to tell you for a fact, I'm sorry, I'm not available. If I need to do things that will take my whole day, I will take leave from work. I will not try to mix and match it. It's as simple as that. I don't try to multitask anymore, and it has helped me personally, but of course I hope it helps you also. And of course, I review my day daily. Now, what do I mean by this is that at the end of each day, around 8:30, 9, 10 ish thereabouts, when everyone is home and relaxed and in bed or watching some movies, I pick up my to-do list, pick up my calendar, see things I've achieved for the day, and then I check them off if I haven't done that already in the course of the day, and then I plan out the next day. So I review what I've done for the day. Is it enough? Fine. If it's not, I probably need to spend some few more minutes, but then there's a particular time frame I've set for myself. Latest this time I must be in bed. So whatever I'm doing that day, I cut it off and then go to sleep, because rest is also essential for me. And that takes me to the next one, which is that I try to stay fit. Yes, I'm not the fittest looking guy on the planet. I know that for sure. I'm not the sexiest guy on the planet. I'm not the sexiest DevOps engineer on the planet, but I try to stay fit. I've gotten a treadmill. I've gotten a standing desk. I just try to stay as fit as possible. I'm trying to lose some belly fat and all this kind of stuff, but that is another thing. So, from time to time, and this is where I'm not trying to sell you on this, of course, but if it's possible for you as a DevOps engineer, if you work from home at least, try to move around quite a bit. I'm not saying get a standing desk. I'm not saying get a treadmill. I'm not saying run around, but try to move around, because this our back needs some love. So stretch from time to time, move around, and just try to be as flexible as possible. Try to stay fit in the world of DevOps. Whatever career you're doing, if your job requires you to sit down from time to time for long hours, please try to set reminders to stand up and move around. For example, when I'm done recording this video, I'm sitting to record this, but once I'm done, I'm walking while walking for the next couple of hours, so that I can get my step counting, I can get my heart counting, and everything is just nice and fit. Yes, I might not have a six-pack, I might just have a super pack, that is fine, but as long as I'm healthy, as long as I'm eating healthy, walking healthy, I'm trying to stay fit, I think we'll all be fine. And I hope that really answered your question. Those are the top things I think I do from time to time to stay productive and on top of my game. And I hope you answered your question, and if you have further questions, remember to put them either in the comments or most importantly using the link showing on your screen right about now, or put it in the QR code showing right now on your screen. And till I come your way again with yet another video, stay safe and goodbye.